And we are live. Welcome for this weekly live stream on the latest and greatest news in Ethereum and DeFi. If you are new here, I'm Julian, and on Eat the Blocks, I teach blockchain development. Hi, everybody in the chat. We have Andrea, Ciao, Pizzabella, George, Salvatore, Pierre, Patrice, Eric. Hi, everybody. So, first, a quick announcement if you are new here and you want to learn how you can become a professional blockchain developer, follow my free training. I put the link in the chat. And second, other announcement. So I am going to redesign the main website of Eat the Blocks, eattheblocks.com, and so for that, I'm running a contest on 99 design. So let me put the link to the tweet. So if you are a designer and you want to participate in this contest for a contest for the new design of Eat the Blocks, check it out. And finally, all the news. I'm going to hire someone part-time to help me to manage the ETB token and the ETB hackathon. So this person is basically going to help me to run the hackathon and basically develop the ecosystem of ETB. So for this position, you have to be a blockchain developer. You need to have a couple of years of experience. You need to have a good communication skills, good English, and if you are interested, you can send me an email at julian@eattheblocks.com. So julian@eattheblocks.com. I put the link in the chat. So if you're interested in basically becoming the community manager for the ETB token, send me an email with your CV, link to LinkedIn, and explain to me why you're interested in this position. All right, so we are going to continue with the price of Ethereum. So that was a good week. So we are back in the territory above 3,000, ready to go to 4,000. And this was after a few weeks of sluggishness. So everybody is very happy. Then we have some news for Ethereum 2.0. So they're going to be the first upgrade to the Beacon chain. This is scheduled to go live at the end of October, and is going to bring a few new features like support for a light client. So we're making progress for Ethereum 2.0. Also, the spec for the merge between Ethereum 1 and Ethereum 2.0 are almost finalized. So next we're gonna have the developers of the various Ethereum clients who will start on the implementation of all these specification. All right. So next, there is this new open source tool, NodeWatch, to basically analyze the different Ethereum clients that are running on Ethereum 2.0. Then we have some news for OVM. So OVM, which is the Optimism Virtual Machine. So they're going to be a new release, OVM 2.0. And this the main change for this new release is that you won't have to use a different compiler for Solidity. So it's going to be more simple for smart contract developer. All right. So next, we have some news from OpenZipLink. So OpenZipLink is releasing a new project. This is a decentralized security protocol to do real-time monitoring of smart contract. And so individuals and investors will be able to use this new protocol FOTA to monitor transaction activity and receive alerts on security, financial, and governance related events on layer 1 and layer 2. All right, next we have some update for Flashbot. So there's going to be a new version of Flashbot that will be released. So the Flashbot network is a protocol to where basically that help to reduce the gas fees on Ethereum by changing the way that users compete for gas, basically. Then we have some news from Etherscan that is going to introduce a chat feature, so you'll be able to send some message to people who have a specific address, and that's very useful because very often you have situation where you want to communicate with someone on chain. For example, if there is someone who has an NFT and you want to buy his NFT, but it's not up for sale, or sometime it can be for security issue. I mean, there are all kind of reasons why you want to reach out to someone with a specific address. So that's very, very interesting. Next, we're going to continue with the market cap for DeFi. So we are back up almost 90 billion. Maybe soon we'll finally cross the 100 billion threshold. In terms of the number of Ether in the system, we are almost at the all-time high. And when you check the biggest market cap, so Aave is still number 1, Uniswap only number 6 here. And you know, I was curious today. I was like, okay, let's check out all the ranking, and I was surprised to see so many protocol above the 1 billion mark. Like, we have 14 protocol above 1 billion. This is quite impressive if you remember the early days of DeFi. And also, I was really surprised to see the number of protocols that are listed on DeFi Pulse. So now there are really a lot of them, including some very, very small protocol with almost no money locked in them. So this is quite interesting if you're really looking for moonshoots. If you're willing to take some risks for really, really high return, you can check out all these very small protocol, and they are the one who really have the potential to do so, to achieve some crazy gain. But of course, you got to be super careful because this is also the most risky investment. All right, so next, let's check out what's happening on crypto fees. So this is a website that compare the fees of the different blockchain projects. So Ethereum is always the protocol that collected the most fees by far. Number 2, Uniswap, and then you can see Binance Smart Chain, which is far after Ethereum, and then Bitcoin, which is way behind. TerraSwap is interesting. Big increase here. So this is the basically the leading DEX on the Terra blockchain, and it's going up like crazy in the ranking. All right, so next we're gonna see the top winner and loser for the DeFi coin. So we have plus 60% for the coin of Wonderland. And they announced that with the treasury, they bought a lot of OHM tokens. And when it comes to OHM, plus 50%. So of course, this is related to the purchase made by Wonderland. Then we have the coin of the Luna blockchain, plus 40% almost. So there was a couple of news on Twitter this week. So recently there have been a lot of new projects on Terra. They have 131 active projects. They start to have an active ecosystem for NFTs. Then Polka Starter plus 30%, Coin 98 plus 30%. We have the coin of ID. Where do we have IDX? Oh yeah, IDX here plus 30%. So IDX recently they released a new version of their protocol, and they released a blog explaining their new concept of hybrid liquidity. So basically what they want to do, they want to combine the advantage of centralized exchanges with the advantage of decentralized exchanges. Then let's check out the worst coin of the week. So we have Joe. So Joe, which had made some big gain in the previous week, so now they're going down. So very volatile coin. The Lido DAO minus 15%, Enzyme minus 15%, Comp minus 7.5%. So they've just announced that there was a problem in the logic of the last update. So that's why there was this decrease. Sushi Swap minus 6%. All right. So next, we're gonna move on to news about specific DeFi project. So there is this new tool, ethermine.org. So basically, this allows you to send your transaction privately to the blockchain. So your transaction is not going to be in the public mempool. So of course, the goal is to not be front run. So this is a very, very big problem on any public blockchain, and we're trying to solve this problem with many different ways. So I'm really curious to see if this is going to be useful or not. But they are tackling a very, very important problem. Then some news from Aave. So Aave has made a proposal to have KYC AML services for their new service called Aave Arc. So this is going to be a permission version of Aave. So Aave, which is going after the institutional market. All right. So next, with some news from DYDX. So DYDX, which achieved some new record for its liquidity. So on the perpetual market, so perpetual is some kind of advanced trading instrument. For perpetual, DYDX is the leader, even in front of Binance and FTX. Then we have some news from 0x. So 0x is releasing gasless trading, so that sounds really awesome. And so this is exclusively on the Matcha, which is the DEX aggregator of 0x. And so in this Twitter thread, they explain how they can achieve this and how they can make it economically viable. Then we're going to move on with fundraising. So a new wallet called XDeFi, which is a challenger for MetaMask, has just raised $6 million in funding. So there are a couple of new wallets that want to compete with MetaMask, and all of these new wallets tends to be more specialized than MetaMask. MetaMask, which is basically the most popular wallet, but is not specialized in anything. It's not specialized in DeFi, in NFT. It's just this generalist wallet. So it's really being attacked by more specialized wallet. Okay, so then we're gonna move on with Gelato that I just raised $11 million. So Gelato is a decentralized network for smart contract automation. So smart contract automation, basically it addresses the problem of so you have a lot of protocol that needs some bots to run continually in order to keep the network running. So I'm talking, for example, especially about liquidations, but other things. So basically, you give an incentive to people who run these bots, and when they find a specific situation, they send a transaction, they receive the incentive, and it keeps the protocol running. So there are a couple of protocols that are specialized in this automation problem. There is Gelato, there is also the Keeper network and Chainlink. Then still in fundraising, so we have some news from Steve Cohen, who is an American billionaire who started to do some big investment in crypto. So they with his fund Point72 Venture, he invested $35 million in Zero Hash, which is an enterprise startup that is going to provide some services to retail broker and fintech firms. They're going to provide software for entering the crypto market. All right, so then we're gonna move on to the hacks of the week. So there was a report that there was this big hack happening at Coinbase. So there was a flaw in their system that basically where hackers were able to get customer SMS two-factor authentication, and they broke into their account. So so that wasn't really a sort of breach at the core of Coinbase infrastructure. That was more they exploited a flow where they basically dupe customer, but still a lot of people lost money. So I think Coinbase reacted well because they said they're going to compensate the user who lost money. Like with all the money they raise currently, I mean this is to be expected really. All right, so then we're gonna move on with this news from Compound. So that's really one of the big news of the week. So there was an update recently that unfortunately updated a vulnerability, and so because of this vulnerability, there was more comp token that was distributed to user that normally that what should be the case. So basically, they have a liquidity mining incentive where when you a lender or a borrower, basically any kind of user on Compound, to reward you for using the protocol, you're going to receive some comp token, and so users receive too many comp token because of this bug. So Robert Lesner, the CEO of Compound, made this super weird tweet where basically ask users to return the excess comp that they receive, and he said that otherwise they're gonna be doxxed to the SEC. And his tweet, I mean, nobody really understood what was the real meaning, the real intention behind this tweet. Like, was he joking? Was he serious? So it was a big communication mistake. A lot of people felt like it was sort of threatening a customer to return the phone. So yeah, that's weird. I really don't know why he said this, but yeah, basically it's weird because so far Compound really in terms of security was super respected. I mean, they were a protocol that really inspire trust. There wasn't any communication blunder like this. So this is the first time that something bad really happened to Compound. So hopefully they're going to figure it out, because they really reached such a scale that for a protocol like this, it's not really acceptable to have bugs. It's not like this is a new protocol. They really have a lot of money. They have a huge team. Yeah, so it sucks. All right, so this is not really a hack. This is a blunder. So basically, there was a user who made a mistake. Someone who transferred $100,000 with a $24 million transaction fee. So of course, he wanted to do the opposite. But apparently, the miners who mined this transaction was nice and returned the money. So yeah, it's nice really to see that in this ecosystem, it's we have some people who behave well. All right, so then we have this post on the blog of MetaMask that explain this new kind of scam, the airdrop scam. So you have all these fake airdrop where basically scammer pretend they put up a fake website and they pretend to be the airdrop of some big token. And when you want to claim your airdrop, basically, or actually not even for big token, but sometimes they pretend to create a new token and they find a way to make you believe that the token is super valuable. So you go on a website, you try to send a transaction to get the airdrop, but actually this transaction you sign is not the transaction you think. So instead of you receiving the airdrop, the transaction, for example, is going to steal your token or something like this. So be super careful with the airdrop. Also, it's not really a scam, but it's very misleading. What a lot of projects start to do is they send airdrop to wallets of famous people. So of course, Vitalik received a lot of airdrop, but also myself, I start to receive a lot. And this is to mislead people into thinking that somehow this project is legit, but this is really not the case. Anybody can send token to any address. So I mean, it doesn't mean anything when you see some famous guy receive some airdrop. All right, so next we are going to continue with the news about NFT. So there was a huge sale of Bored Ape this week for 769 ETH. This is about $3 million. Then there was another big sale of NFT. So for the art block curated collection, sold for 2,100 ETH. So that's about $7 million. Then we have some news from Marvel Comics NFT on the VV chain. So I'd never heard of this blockchain before, and so now the floor for one of the NFT reached $40,000. Then we have some news from Lil Nas X and Grims, which who will be featured in a TikTok NFT collection. Then we have some news from Axie Infinity, which has released staking for the AXS token. So it's going to boost the value of their token. Then we have some news from Solana. So the NFT ecosystem on Solana is growing, and so there was the biggest sale ever of NFT on Solana for 2.1 million. So the NFT that sold is called Solana Monkey Business. This is a collection of 5,000 NFT. All right. All right. So then we're going to move on to the news about enterprise, blockchain, and regulation. So first of all, I wanted to show you this first. Okay, so we have some a new project for enterprise. So Lending Block. So Lending Block, this is my first blockchain project I work for. I was their first employee in 2017. So this news is very special for me. So this is a lending protocol that allow you to borrow and lend crypto, and this is mainly geared at institutional investor. And so they're opening for business. They actually opened just today, so 4 years after the launch. So yeah, I mean it took them many years to be ready, but finally they're ready. So I'm super happy to see that finally it's working out for them. And I checked the price of their token, because at that time when I work for them, I also received my bonus in their token, and at that time I sold it right away. But now I start to regret it, because it start to go up. So really, like I think the lesson for this is, if really you want to make super big profit in crypto, you really have to be patient, and you really have to keep your token for a very long time, because oftentimes it can be the case that there is no price action on the token for a long time, and a lot of people think that the project is dead or whatever, but it is not the case at all. It just means that it's taking some time, but if you can be patient, you can really be handsomely rewarded. So yeah, a big lesson for me: don't sell your tokens too early. And and congratulations to the team of Lending Blocks. This is awesome. All right, so then we have some news from Visa. So Visa just published some research on how to do cross-chain stablecoin payment by using a universal payment channel hub, and they deploy a first sample contract on Ropsten. All right, so then we have some news from Société Générale. So Société Générale is one of the biggest banks in France, And they submitted a new proposal on the MakerDAO governance, asking to allow tokenized bond to be used as a collateral to borrow DAI tokens. So this is super interesting to see all these banks being so interested in DeFi. Then we have some news for Twitter, which announced that they will introduce NFT profile verification, so you'll be able to prove that you are really the owner of a specific NFT. So this is great to see really a lot of mainstream attention around NFT. Then we have some news from the SEC. So the SEC chairman said that he is supportive for future-based Bitcoin ETFs. So a lot of people have said that 2021 will be the year where we finally see an ETF, a Bitcoin ETF approved in the US. Unfortunately, it's taking a bit more time. So currently, there is about 24 ETF filling for Bitcoin and Bitcoin futures, Ether and Ether futures. So hopefully, one of them will be approved by the end of the year. And when this happens, it's gonna be super, super bullish. Then we have some news from the DEX aggregator 1inch, which is blocking US trades coming from the US, and that's because they are preparing to release a new platform, especially for enterprise and corporate, and they are in the process of raising $175 million. All right, so then the CFTC fined Kraken for doing an illegal off-exchange digital asset trading. All right. Then we have some news from Brian Armstrong and Coinbase. So they are making a proposal for crypto regulation. So they basically gathered all the top people in crypto, a lot of some lawyers, some member of the Congress, etc. And so they are going to make basically a counter proposal, because there is, if you follow what happened recently, so in the US currently there is this huge bill, the infrastructure bill. So it is $3.5 billion of spending in infrastructure that is being approved. And in this huge bill, for some reason, the lawmakers decided to also include some law for crypto, and these laws are pretty bad, so they are still being discussed. But now the crypto industry is counterattacking with it's going to suggest an alternative way of regulating crypto, and this is very, very important. All right, so next, some news from Binance, which has hired a veteran of the RAS. So Binance, if you follow what happened the past few months, they receive a lot of negative attention from regulators all around the world. So they finally understood that they have to play along with regulators, and so now they are doing a complete 180, and they're trying to be good boys. They try to show regulators that they've changed, and they're doing a lot of hire in this direction. All right, so then we have some news from Sparkpool, which is one of the biggest Ethereum mining company, and so they shut down the operation because of the new Chinese regulation. There is also still in China, so Alibaba, so which is basically one of the biggest e-commerce platform in China, they announced that they are stopping to sell mining equipment. And then we have some news that CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, and TradingView are now blocked in China. So, in the past, China has really flip-flopped on crypto. Sometimes they were for it, sometimes they were against it. But I think this time it's pretty clear that this is this is really the final the final basically the final attack of China against crypto. I don't think they're going to come back from their decision. I think this is really the end of crypto in China. All right, so next we're gonna continue with the news on other blockchains. So first about Bitcoin. So El Salvador announced that they are starting to mine bitcoins with volcanoes. So El Salvador, which is doing a lot of things for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a legal tender in El Salvador. You can buy your burger in McDonald's with Bitcoin. So this is super cool. Then some news from the Avalanche blockchain. So Coinbase Pro is going to add support for the AVAX token. So it's going to be super bullish for AVAX. Then we have some news from Solana. So Grayscale is going to include Solana in one of their funds. Then we're going to continue with the news for developers. So there was a new release of Solidity 0.8.8, and the major feature was the introduction of a new user-defined value type. So this will introduce more flexibility for smart contract. And just after they released a new version 0.8.9 because there was a bug in the previous version. So don't use 0.8.8. Only use 0.8.9. Then there is a new version of the Solidity extension for VS Code. So this is basically the most popular extension for blockchain developer on VS Code. Pretty much everybody is using it. All right, so let me see. That's the end. That's the end of the news. So now we're gonna see the Q&A. But yeah, so very briefly, just as a reminder, if you are new here and you are starting your journey in the blockchain industry, you want to know how you can become a professional blockchain developer, check out my free training where I will give you a series of very, very useful tips. It's going to save you a lot of time. All right, so let me scroll up and see what we have today in the chat. So we have Salvatore, THX, Synapse, Big Task, Cool Dell, Marabou, Tyler, DDAS, Molsup, Hybro, Talk Arbitrage, Triangular in crypto. I have many videos around about flash loan, arbitrage, etc. You can check out on my channel. DDAS, can't wait to buy your courses. Awesome. Big Task, Synapse Nervosa. Be wary of any guide how to do MEV. If it's public, everyone knows it, and the technique is worthless. I'm not sure it was an answer to which question. Andrea, okay, this is in Italian, so I don't speak Italian, unfortunately. Andrea said bellissimo e interessante un corso. So I'm guessing you are saying my course is beautiful and interesting. Is that correct? Batman, Andrea, OM, what do you think about Phantom ecosystem? I didn't have a chance to have a look. Batman, smash the like button, everyone. Yes. Andrea, okay, still in Italian. Juan Ignacio Rios, cheers from Argentina. Right. Srinivasan. Okay. Gal to Rock, good morning. Ryan, hi from Arizona. UT, thanks for the great info, man. I would love some info about FTM and your thought about that. I didn't hear about this project. Jama, what is the best way to deal with sorting in Solidity? There is no magical bullet, like all the algorithm that already exist. You can use them, but be careful of the gas cost. Generally, you want to avoid having to sort in Solidity. No. UT, I bought the 2-in-1 combo course a while ago. Actually going to start doing it now. Awesome. Alicia, enjoy this live. Thank you. Awesome. Grand Karpov, can we manipulate time in Remix JavaScript VM for testing purpose? Good question. I don't think so. THX, will China not allow cryptocurrency affect its value? I think it's already priced in. A couple of weeks ago, even basically during the previous months, it was already priced in. Yeah. All right. Savu, have you taken a lot into L1? I'm sure you will like it. All right. I need to check it out. Shaik, hello. Srinivasan, my question is with respect to phishing. What was your question? How is that possible since we need to have private key? I think you were talking of this new scam attack for airdrop. Yeah, so the scam is simple. It's just that the front end tells you it does one thing, whereas actually the transaction you sign does another thing. So it's not always easy to check out what you're really doing with the transaction, because unless you do something very simple like sending Ether somewhere, so in this case your wallet can show you very clearly what's the action. But if you're doing any sort of interaction in a smart contract where you call a function, all you're going to see is a very cryptic string, 0 in a hexadecimal, 0x something. And so, of course, you're unable to confirm what you're doing exactly. So this way you can be tricked into doing something else. All right. Then we have Sabrine. How can we choose the appropriate oracle for our smart contract written with Solidity? Basically, Chainlink is the leader. So whatever you want to do with an oracle, you check if Chainlink already has the feeds that you're looking for, and if that's not the case, well, either you can try to add this feed to the Chainlink ecosystem, but that's going to be more work, or you could decide to implement your own oracle system. But long term, the best is to have a third party handle this part, because if you are the protocol and you also handle the oracle part, it's like you're a little bit judge and party. So it's a little bit more difficult to be trustworthy in this case. All right, so Moni first. I've been brainstorming about this for the last week or so. Was your remark about oracle? Not sure. Okay. Oh, sorry. I missed some message. Abdul, hi from Afghanistan. All right. Andrea Peteno, hello. Money first. Hi Julian. I saw the site redesign contest you posted. Great idea. I have been brainstorming some idea, but like the ability to create it. Would it be okay if I sent you the suggestions via email? Okay, so basically we are doing this contest by using this platform, 99 Design. So you have to use the platform because we're going to award the contracts through that platform basically. Cube, cool. Hello, what is the best way to find value in a mapping in Solidity? Loop through it. Okay, so it's basically if in the mapping there is no way to loop through it in Solidity, unless you use a predictable indexing system. For example, you use an index, an integer index starting at 0, and then you increment, so 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. And you're gonna need to store in your state. You're gonna store the highest value of the index. So every time you create a new entry, you're going to increment this max value, and after in a for loop, you can iterate over over all the mapping, but you have to be careful every time there is a for loop, because basically if you have to do a for loop, you have to make sure that the you know already what's the max value of iteration, because if this is something that's going to keep growing, at some point the gas cost is going to be out of control and it's going to exceed the maximum gas limit of a block. So that means basically it will be impossible to execute the transaction. So you want to be really, really careful with for loop in Solidity. All right. Alicia, do you plan to offer Rust smart contract developer course or sticking to Solidity? So yeah, we are planning at some point to tackle all the blockchain like Solana, etc. So including one where you have where they use Rust in smart contracts. So this is planned. Maybe not in the short term, but if we find the right person, if we find the right instructor, yeah. So at some point, yes, but not just right now. Shaikh, I'm new here. All right. UT Online. How long do you think it will take to become a Solidity developer? Learning from scratch, but I get distracted with crypto pricing and project instead of learning to become a development master. Yeah. So it's very difficult to answer in the general case. It depends on a lot of things. What's your background, or are you already a developer, or are you totally new to the space? This is the first time you learn about programming. If you are already experienced, you're already a software developer, it can take you a couple of months. If you are a total newbie, you don't know anything about web development, about any sort of programming, it's going to be longer. But yeah, you mentioned you get distracted with crypto pricing, etc. Yeah, I mean, you have to fix this problem. You have to basically not always check out the price on CoinMarketCap, etc. Because if you check out the price every day, it's not going to provide any value. You gotta be super focused on what you do, and only then you can have a chance to make it. Ajung the Great, what are your thoughts on Serum? Is it the future of DeFi? I'd never heard of Serum. All right. All right. What else do we have? Ajung, I miss out on Solana. I'm not trying to miss out on this one. Yeah, I cannot help you on Serum. Never heard of that. Jet, what do you think of BNB Pay? Never heard of that. Android Tech. Hey man. Catalin, you have to check Drip Token. Karen, I'm new to cryptocurrency. Can you suggest me good currency for a good start? Fairly small amount, $300. I would just stick, with the big one. If you knew, like, go for Bitcoin or Ethereum, like, keep it simple at the beginning. Synapse, oh my god, the gas used on the infinite loop. Yes, for loop are very dangerous in Solidity. All right. Sheikh, any Solidity beginner course? So my main course is 6-figure blockchain developer. This is for beginner. Android, please make a course in Hindi. It's gonna be tough. Cube Cool. All right. What else we have? Romel, great video. Answer me on LinkedIn. All right. I'll check this out. Okay, guys. So, guys, I think this is it. Oh, by the way, Friday, I'm going to do another live stream for the next ETB hackathon. So this is going to be at 11 p.m. UTC plus 8 Friday as usual. All right, guys. So thanks for coming tonight, and I will see you later on the channel. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.